Picking up right where we left off in the colonization of North America and South America and Christopher Columbus and the Spanish conquest and the Catholic conquest of America. We go on to say how he talked about how we are so naive and free with our possessions that no one who has not witnessed it would believe it. When you ask for something they have, they never say no. And to the contrary, they offer to share it with anyone. This is from his personal log. The natives brought us parrots and balls of cottons and spears with many other things. And he goes on to talk about these things. Now, this is on his first voyage of Christopher Columbus coming to the Americas. And as we know, we told you he came from Genoa. And from Genoa, Italy, specifically, we want to focus on where he came from, who he was, so that you can know who we are and where we came from. And Genoa, Italy, in the Republic of Genoa, he came from, and he went to Spain, the old Hispania, to come and capture the minds of those who believe in the Catholicism religion, even though he was still a Jew. He was a converted Jew, and he used these people, and he said these people have no religious belief, nor are they idolaters. They are very gentle and do not know what evil is, nor do they kill others, nor do they steal, and they are without weapons. And again, remember, modern day Spain is Hispania of old, and France is G.A.A.B of old, and it's you have Asia, you have the Ottoman empires, you have old Italia instead of Italy. And we want to pay attention to the modern changes of names on current maps compared to the old maps, where you see you also have Morocco and things of that nature. We're going to get into this government because this is directly going to connect Americans into the African heritage and roots that you have. And he's talking about the Caribbean Sea, where he went specifically to Haiti and Cuba first before he went and colonized and invaded the rest of the Caribbean, Mexico, Venezuela, Colombia, and everything else, and specifically Dominican Republic and Haiti, which was the old Hispaniola. So when you're talking about Hispaniola, you're talking about Cuba, you're talking about all of these things who the Native Americans who Columbus first invaded and subjugated. We're talking about the blacks of these islands, and we're talking about them before he come into the northern parts and northern states in America, northern parts of America, South America. He broke bread with you. You see the natives breaking bread with them. He ate with them, and then he used them, and he destroyed their civilization. He captured their beliefs, their relics, their culture, everything. As you can see, our native symbols on the floor of our mirrors, and our tribal symbols on the floor, the lions and everything like that, formulated in Mexico, slave states, and unjust workers, unjust things. And even on Christmas Eve, he was shipwrecked, and he put that people are artless and generous with what they have to such a degree that no one who believed it has seen it, that if they ask, they would never say no, but rather invite you to accept it and show so much lovingness with their hearts. This is what he wrote on Christmas Eve, and he left 39 men to establish a fort he called La Navidad. And you know the song, Feliz Navidad. Well, this is your Christmas. This is your Christmas, the European Christmas that everybody want to celebrate, but nobody wants to face the reality of the histories behind these things. And this is the history of Christopher Columbus and what he did to the Native Americans. And he put the pictures in black and white because they don't want you to connect to your roots. But these are the people, black people, African people, brown-skinned people, who he did this to and what they did to. And it's unfortunate, but this is the kingdoms that they destroyed, from G.A.A.B to Hispania to all of these things, and changed it into modern day Spain and France and all the everything like that. And you can see they completely destroyed the Ottoman Empire, the Moroccan Empire. After they destroy these things, they go, well, like I said, we of our own motion and our own solicitation do give, concede, and assign every everything to themselves. And this peasant princess, Isabella, who married into royal black heritage, was able to fund the second voyage. And she was able to fund the second voyage by marrying into black heritage so that she can get control over the military army of which is now modern day France and modern day Spain. And this was the King Alfonso, who was the ruler of that territory over that time. And when we talk about modern day African Gallia, and we're talking about modern day France, we're talking about the kingdom of the Celts and how they controlled all of France, Luxembourg, Belgium, Switzerland, northern Italy, Germany. And she needed his army to fund the second voyage, to fund Christopher Columbus' second voyage to Hispaniola and back into Cuba, and to capture the people and to capture gold and all of their possessions. Now, what Christopher Columbus did while he was over there was, of course, convert them to and subjugate them to be go into conforming to religion, to the schools that they wanted, to dress how they wanted, and to become slaves and to become indoctrinated into the slave trade. They did this to the Native Americans, and these are the Native American Indians, who are also the same Africans that come from Africa. And like I said, pay attention to the old maps, because we're talking about the old tribes whom they say was destroyed. We're talking about the Moors, we're talking about the Cherokees, we're talking about the Wichitas, we're talking about the Blackfoots, we're talking about every single last tribe that they said that they was destroyed. These are the people. These are the Incas, the Olmecs. These are the civilizations that they say is so old, and they was so old because some of them was existed for over 200,000 years. Some of them up to 30,000 years before they was invaded. So they was a very old nation of people, but now subjugated into slavery through Christopher Columbus and the torment that he did to them. And it said many of them began to commit suicide to avoid the torture that was being happened to them, killed by starvation, worked to death, disease, murder. Naked as the day they was born, they show no more embarrassment than animals. Let us in the name of the Holy Trinity go on to making all of them slaves that can be sold. And this is what Christopher Columbus did. And this is, again, a very old photo of Hispaniola, Cuba, and a history of Cuba. And you can look this up, and you can find this in museums. You can find this on any historical site that gives accurate information. And this is the history of what we have to face. And we're going to go into the third voyage, and we're going to go into Christopher Columbus and what he did, how he got paid for his fame, how he got paid to enslave people.